Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the September 7th, 2017 Hillsborough Township Planning Board. This meeting has been duly advertised according to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, Sunshine Law. Roll call, please.
Mr. Beasley.
Here.
Mr. Julian.
Here.
Mr. Scobbo.
Here.
Mr. Weinstein. Here. Mr. Hestag.
Here.
Vice Chair Julian.
Here. Double.
Chair Lenapi.
Here you go.
Yes. Here.
And Mr. Beccarena.
He's here. He's
She's just coming in.
coming in.
We'll wait a minute for her to get seated.
Feels like I got confused. I'm trying to think they moved her around.
We moved her to a different side.
Confusing you.
Hi, Sally. All right, so our first order of business is the deposition of minutes dated July 27, 2017. There is a copy for your records in your packet. We will entertain a motion to approve.
I approve.
Chairman, all the eligible everyone is eligible but Mr. Hashtag.
Okay,
I'll approve it.
thank you, Mr. Scobo.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Sam. And we'll take a, Mr. Weinstein, we'll take a roll call, please.
Mr. Beasley.
Yes.
Mr. Beccarena.
Yes.
Mr. Scobbo.
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hestag. Oh, you said no, right?
Right.
Vice Chair Julian.
Yes.
And Chair Lenapi.
Yes. There are no disposition of resolutions, no planning board business, no special committee reports. Is there anything on the floor that is not on today's agenda that would be needed to be brought in front of this board at this time? Seeing none, we will move to the next order of business, which is consideration of ordinance. Ordinance 2017-07, an ordinance of the Township of Hillsborough, Somerset County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 188, Land Use and Development, Article 5, Districts and Standards of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough by adding Section 188-113.7, Mixed Use Inclusionary District -1. Mr. Wayne, Attorney?
Mr. Chairman, I've been asked to discuss this with the board this evening. As the board is aware, this was an ordinance that was brought before the board back in May of earlier this year relative to an application regarding affordable housing. The committee introduced the ordinance, and it has now been referred back to the board, for consideration and hopeful approval. The issue that took basically the time in question was there was a procedural issue relative to notice that required the ordinance to be reintroduced by the committee. This would provide for a mixed-use inclusionary development on Lot 4, Block 202, for up to 175 total dwelling units and up to 20,000 square feet of retail office space fronting on 206 bypass, of which 42 of the units would be meeting the affordable criteria required as part of our potential obligation under affordable housing, and it is recommended the board approve.
It is my recollection that we actually reviewed this once prior and sent that up.
You did.
And so this is just a review of what we've already sent prior, correct? Okay, so any comment from the board? Okay, we'll have any, do we have to go to public on this? No, right? Yes, no. So we have a motion to approve the inclusion of amending Section 188-113.7, the mixed-use inclusionary district -1 into the ordinance of 2017-07.
And to refer it back to the committee for second reading.
Thank you. A motion to move?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Scobo.
Second.
Thank you, Pearson. So we'll go to a vote.
Mr. Beasley.
Yes.
Beccarena.
Yes.
Mr. Scobbo.
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Hashtag?
Yes.
Vice Chair Julian?
Yes.
Chair LaFont?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Counselor. Next will be public hearing subdivision site plan application, Raymond Drake, File 17, PB03 SV, Block 11, Lot 57-59, East Mountain Road. Applicant is seeking minor subdivision app approval and C-bulk variances for relief from minimum front yard setback and minimum setback for an accessory structure to subdivide 2.19 acres property into two lots in the R Residential District, EC Review 7/24/17. I will have to recuse myself from this hearing, so I'm going to now hand the meeting over to the Vice Chair, Mr. Julian, to handle it from this point.
The record reflect Mr. Chair is stepping down, Mr. Julian is coming into his stead, and the Chair is leaving the room for the remainder of the meeting.
Mr. Fisher?
Good evening, Vice Chairman Julian. My name is David Singer,
I'm sorry.
from the law firm of BELLE, Singer & Associates. I'm representing the applicant, Raymond Drake, this evening on his application for a subdivision with variances. I have to my right Mr. Drake, who, I don't know if you want to swear him in. I'm going to ask him a few questions.
Yeah, let's swear him in. Just go up to the mic, or you could use that mic. Just you could use that mic right there. Just state your name and address, please.
Raymond Drake, 59 East Mountain Road.
I'd be sworn in. Raise your right hand, please.
You swear testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Drake, can you tell the members of the board why you are looking to subdivide your property?
Well, it's difficult to maintain 3 acres now, but my daughter wants my house, and I got no place to go maybe, so maybe with the subdivision, build my house in the back.
Does the existing lot, which has the structure on it, is that connected to municipal water and sewer?
Yes.
And the line comes across East Mountain Road?
The sewer line.
Sewer line.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Drake?
Any questions from the board? Okay. Want to start with,
Motion to open public.
want to open it to public? Have a motion to open it to the public?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Open to the public?
As to the testimony of the applicant.
No one from the public? So then we can proceed on to professionals?
Yep.
Okay. Wanna? Okay, nothing from Mr. White? Mr. Bernstein, you have anything, or? Okay, go ahead, proceed, please.
Sure. At this time, I'd like to call our expert for this evening, Debbie D'Amico, and I don't know, you want to swear her in?
Deborah D'Amico, capital D apostrophe, capital A-M-I-C-O.
Swear testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Ms. D'Amico, can you please tell the board what your educational background is?
I have a BS in civil engineering from Lafayette College, and licensed in the state of New Jersey as a professional engineer. I've testified before this boards and many boards in the state of New Jersey.
I'd like to move this witness as an expert. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you please describe to the board the subdivision plan? And Mr. Bernstein, do you want to mark that as
Mark it as
is it
A1.
A1?
We'll give Ms. D'Amico the exhibit pad, and she can put it on and talk about it, she puts it on.
Planning to subdivide a just under 3 acre lot. This is variance plan, minor subdivision lot 57, block 11. Variance plan prepared by D'Amico Engineering on North Bridge Street, Somerville. The overall parcel is 2.9 acres. Planning to subdivide it into 2 buildable lots and dedicate right-of-way to both the Somerset County and to Hillsborough. Dedication along Mill Lane would go to Hillsborough. It's half of the 58-foot right-of-way that's shown on the tax map. Because the property goes to the center line. Same thing on East Mountain. There's a 66-foot right-of-way shown on the tax map, dedicating 33 feet, half width, to the county. The first lot, Lot A, is the new proposed building lot. We're not proposing any building as part of this application. It is just a application for subdivision. And that lot is 1 acre in area, not including the dedication. So the resulting lot will be 1 acre. Proposed Lot B has the existing dwelling on it, driveway, garage, and carport, and all the improvements associated with that dwelling. That fronts on East Mountain Road, and that lot will result in 1.5 acres, 1.51 acre lot. There will be a 20-foot wide sewer, and it probably is sewer and water easement to provide both public water and sewer to the new lot in the back. It would only contain that lateral, it's not a sewer extension. So there's a couple variances associated with this. There's an existing variance for the carport. Because we're pulling the right-of-way back and dedicating to the county, we're introducing a front yard setback variance. We're not moving the house closer to the right-of-way, moving the right-of-way closer to the house so that the county can maintain the roadway. And then there'd be a rear yard setback variance to the garage to the proposed rear yard lot line. And that's a new variance. And that's it.
Those are the 2C variances?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay, how about any from the professionals, Mr. White?
Well, we asked her if she's going to go through our review letters.
We are.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Counselor.
Ms. D'Amico, could you please address the comments contained in the letter from Mr. White, the township engineer?
Sure. He asks if the subdivision be filed by deed or map. It'll be filed by deed. And we will provide those descriptions once it's approved for review and approval by his office. I believe the board has sealed copies of the survey. If not, I can get you sealed copies of the survey.
Just so the board has it on file.
Yep. Right-of-way dedications will be subject to the approval of Somerset County Planning Board, and they have reviewed it. They have no comments on the dedication. They have comments on some vegetation removal, but other than that, that's all we have left to do on that. We'll get you the meets and bounds on all the dedications as well as the lots. I will get the proposed lot numbers from the tax assessor. Once Lot A is to be developed, we will provide a plot plan, but again, that's not part of this application. And I will add the application number to the plan.
In terms of the agency approvals that were listed. As previously stated, we are working with the County of Somerset Planning Board to get their approval and address their comments. We've been before the Environmental Commission. Everyone should have their report. We received a letter from the fire official that there are no issues. We have not heard from the Municipal Utility Authority, but that might not be impacted until proposed Lot A is determined how that's going to be developed. And it's not on the list, but I will also let the board know that we did get a jurisdictional determination from the Delaware Raritan Canal Commission, and they stated they do not have jurisdiction.
I think there was some crossover with the Environmental Commission and the Mazer report, but can I just take a second just to make sure? It's been like,
Sure.
It's been a month or two since we've been back. So on the Environmental Commission report, it said the applicant correct the address and project description of proposed Lot A and proposed Lot B in the first paragraph of the narrative attached to the Hillsborough Township Development application.
That's been done. You should have the revised
Okay.
narrative.
2, and this might be the same thing as the Mazer comment, but the applicant clarified the total size of the existing block 11, lot 57, as well specified, a proposed lot A, the exact size of proposed B, and each of the 2 proposed ROW dedication sites. Did you ever address that, or?
Let me just get it on the record. I will add that to the plan, but let me get it on the record. There's 127,189 square feet for the total lot area.
Okay.
The county dedication is 13,922 square feet. Mill Road dedication is 3,546 square feet. Lot A will consist of 43,635 square feet, just over an acre. And Lot B is 66,086 square feet. So I'll have that all added to the plan.
You're right with that?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, the applicant addressed comments from the Somerset County Planning Board, which again, I think is in the Mazer thing, as per letter dated July 17th, 2007, and received their approval prior to commencement of any construction.
Which we're doing.
Okay. And, yeah, I think that was basically it. So there was a little bit of crossover. I just wanted to make sure we captured that, so. Do you have any comments?
Oh, the applicant please address the planning comments on page 2 of our,
Yes. We're going to go through your
Okay.
letter as well. Ms. D'Amico, can you please also address the comments from Mr. Gorman, the zoning official assistant planner for Hillsborough?
So in support of the bulk variance reliefs, the existing carport variance, that's an existing structure. We're not moving that. We're not agitating that in any way. Again, the front yard setback, we're not moving the house closer. We're giving the county the right-of-way that they require to maintain the road. They could come and do the taking at any time, and the same variance would become in effect. So truthfully, it's moving of a lot line, not changing. The Lot B is oversized. It's nearly twice as big as, it's 1.5 times as big as it needs to be by zone. So there's plenty of area there. It's just the configuration of it, and to give the whole 1 acre to the rear lot. And that's what gives you the rear yard setback variance to the garage. And the garage is actually further from the proposed rear line than there is a garden wall. So that's one of the things, but that wouldn't, it's just a wall. So it's not going to take away from either lot. It's not detrimental in any way to the public, having these bulk variances.
just one question about the carport. During your investigation of the site, were there any permits found for the carport? to begin with, because it's at a 0-foot setback from the lot line, which would not be approved by this office.
The carport wouldn't have been required to receive, say, a construction permit because it's under 10 feet. So it wouldn't be required to obtain a permit for the construction of the carport.
Okay. By which knowledge, is that a UCC code? Are you qualified to testify for that?
Part of the, if you give me a, I believe it's part of the township instructions and dealing with accessory structures such as a shed or things of that nature.
Okay, but zoning code would not permit a structure that close to the property line, so that's why the variance would be needed, Mr. Chairman. As we can't find permits for this, we don't know if it's constructed.
I believe if it is an issue, and I'll ask Mr. Drake, I think Mr. Drake would be willing to take down the carport. Mr. Drake?
Yeah, it's just an old carport that I built to park a plow truck.
So would you be willing to take it down?
Oh, yeah.
or-
It's
Okay.
it's nothing really.
One less variance in this situation. There'd be a slight possible change in the impervious coverage if doing so, which would be, better for less impervious.
Yes.
So you all right with that, Mr. Berman?
We would prefer it that way.
Okay.
Maybe less variance on the application.
Tear it down.
So do we have to, like, resubmit anything, or?
They would
just-
there would be a condition of approval.
Okay.
That they would take that down, that plans would need to be revised to reflect as such.
Yeah, we can make that revision, and then we'll put in, we'll get the proper approvals to take that down if board wants to make that a condition.
Condition of the approval.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just need the one variance at this time for the front yard setback for the existing house, just to be clear.
And the rear yard setback for the garage.
How tall is the garage?
And I have to come up.
Mr. Drake?
12 feet on the existing garage.
So it'd be 1.5 times the height would be, the setbacks would be 18, so, so I don't see a variance being required.
Do we need a variance required?
No variance required for the,
So we're down to one variance.
We're down to the minimum front yard setback.
Heading in the right direction, yes.
We're gonna scratch the accessory rear yard setback. Okay.
In terms of the additional comments by Mr. Gorman, and I don't know if you want us to address those as well.
please do. Thank you.
Mr. Miko?
Mr. Gorman talks about the fence along the front of the property on both Emwell and East Mountain. If the county has not asked for that to be removed, they've asked us to address some site issues with the driveway. So we prefer that that be left, we'll take it down if the county requires it to be in, because it's now in their new right-of-way. But if the county is okay with it being there, we'd prefer it to stay, since it is a county right-of-way.
So I have a question for the board engineer. Do you know offhand if East Mountain Road is also part of that county right-of-way?
It is.
It is?
They're both
Amwell
county.
and East Mountain Road are county right-of-ways.
Okay.
They're both county.
Then that comment's deferred to the county for their comment.
I will add a north arrow to the plan. We've already talked about the dedication areas, and I will add those to the plan, signature blocks. We've talked about the testimony for connection to the public sewer and water, and we've corrected the narrative.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just to be another condition of approval about the water and sewer connection that would need to be made to that property. prior to CO. Mr. Engineer, do you have any comment on?
There's no reason to put it in now. You wouldn't put that in until they got full construction permits and build the actual house.
Correct. So
So-
by the time of CO would be appropriate.
We're not going to get a CO without
Yeah.
it, so.
Yeah, that would be if that proposed lot A is developed, they would have to come before the board for all those approvals. But that was the plot plan, right? Before, they'd have to go before the engineering
Right.
approval.
If they're conforming, plan is conforming, then they're not going to have to come before the board unless they need another variance. It would just go right to zoning, then to engineering.
Yeah, so it'd still get
So
commented.
so does the applicant have a problem if one of the conditions in there is either A, they will be required to come before the board for an approval if variances require it, or that they will need the necessary municipal approvals for the construction of the property, of which the water and sewer connections will have to be done prior to the obtaining of a CO?
I think that's fine.
And that's for the applicant to figure out.
Well, it will be the applicant and/or, depending upon what they want to build and how they want to build it and where they want to build it, whether or not they actually have to come back before this board.
Okay, right. And if they don't, then it would just comply with all the municipal regulations.
Okay. Anything else for Mr. Gorman, or?
Just one quick comment. I just noticed this, and I apologize. Under proposed Lot A on the plan, the latest one, date revised 5/7/17, it has the total lot area as 2.198 acres.
That's for the total.
That's for the total?
That's from the survey, the total.
Okay, and that's not including the right-of-way dedications?
That includes the right-of-way dedication.
Okay, so-
That's the existing lot, the way it is today.
Okay, so, but then existing, it says 2.91 up in the schedule? I think
Yes.
this might just be a typo?
It's probably a
A
typo.
typo, okay, just making sure, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any questions for this witness? I have no further questions for him.
Any other questions for Mr. Miko? Or we open it to the, already open to public. Does the public have any questions for Mr. Miko? No questions? Okay. So we can,
Any other witnesses, Mr. Stanton?
No other witnesses.
At that point, Mr. Chairman, motion to close public.
to make a motion,
So moved?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Any last comments, council?
No last comments.
Pleasure of the board, Mr. Chairman.
so I would say we would want to make a motion on the Raymond Drake file 17PB-03SV, Block 11, Lot 57, 59 East Mountain, applicant seeking minor subdivision approval and C variance instead of variances,
Yeah,
right?
an NAC bulk variance for relief from the minimum front yard setback and the agreement of all the conditions, including the removal of the carport as part of the approval of the application.
So we want to make a motion to approve.
With that, I'll make the motion. With the.
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
Roll call?
Mr. Beason?
Yes.
Dr. Rena?
Yes.
Scoba?
Yes.
Weinstein?
Yes.
Sec?
Yes.
Vice Chair Cook?
Yes.
Thank you, members of
All
the
right,
board.
thank you, Council.
Mr. Chairman, we do have two applications for next week's meeting. One is a permit extension for the longest-running application currently, and the other is an application for a veterinary hospital. So,
So I guess, is everybody planning on being here, or?
I should be here.
Okay. All right, so I don't know if there's any other correspondence here.
Nope.
Just take a quick look. I don't see any other correspondence, so Anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
So make a motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
we're adjourned. Thank you.